Hi, I'm Michelle Ann. I coach people every day, and this is what I'm hearing lately. My staff is overwhelmed. Everybody is experiencing anxiety, the workload of managing people that are unmotivated, not doing a good job, just don't care, and even quitting. They're asking me, how do I develop things? How do I help them reduce their anxiety? Managers, C suite, everybody. I've coached even C suite to managers recently that tell me they're having anxiety attacks and not sleeping and can't even eat. Nowadays, this is not uncommon. Here's some advice that I want to give you to reduce your anxiety and to reduce it fast. Anxiety is fear of the future. Everything stems from our thoughts. Our thoughts are either positive or negative, and the thoughts actually tell the amygdala, a small area in the brain that is our stress response, it tells the amygdala what to do. When we are fearful and we have negative thoughts or fearful thoughts about the future, this triggers a release of cortisol, like a stress hormone, into our system. And this affects our speech, our behaviors, our perception of what's happening. It gives us a more negative perception. Okay. And it changes our outcome because when we react more negatively or with a frustration or in a way of anxiety, we become defensive, we become edgy, we appear untrusting and untrustworthy. It really taxes the brain's capacity and it lowers our IQ, it lowers your EQ, and overall, just your capacity of your brain. So it wears you out. That's why we're all feeling overwhelmed. Over time, this affects our sleep, our productivity, our attitude, our energy, our relationships, and health. And this is a product of the last couple of years that we've gone through. But I have good news, okay? Neuroplasticity shows the ability of the brain to rewire itself. We've all heard of this at this point. So if you want to change how you feel, if you're exhausted, if you feel anxious, okay, like you just want to have a year-long vacation and you really need it, maybe your kids are getting to you all the time or your spouse, let's start by understanding that you need to change your thinking. Thoughts are what trigger the amygdala. Thoughts are what trigger everything. Thoughts are really powerful. They're either positive or negative, and scientists prove that we have more negative thoughts than positive. And here's the clincher: you choose your thoughts. So let's review that. I need you to start by understanding that you need to change your thinking. Thoughts are what trigger the amygdala, this fear or this anxiety. And thoughts are either positive or negative. Science shows we have more negative thoughts than positive. They're very powerful, thoughts are. Okay. And we choose our thoughts. That's the most important thing that you need to remember. You need to change your thinking. You need to change your thinking habits. Okay. Your actions will change in sync with your thinking. It's how the brain works. One is in alignment with the other. So just understand these basic facts. So changing your thinking actually changes your brain structure and function because it creates new neural pathways. Okay. Now, the more you change your thinking over time, it will actually help you create that brain structure and function. Now, science shows, and you can attest to this, the fact that when you deliberately focus on a positive thought or action, a success, or even a visualization, your outlook and your outcome changes. You can attest to that. Now, I want to explain to you physics shows that energy follows attention. When you have a disagreement with somebody and you focus on it, it magnifies and amplifies what just happened. You can be focusing on it a year from now, a week from now, a month from now, or even just an hour from now, and all of your energy is going there. Okay. We need to actually reclaim that energy, really. Okay. Because we only have so much energy, and that's why we're feeling exhausted. So, just the same, when you think about positive things, your energy follows this and you create this into being. So, you create these positive things. Now, this isn't woo woo, it's all hard science. Okay. And I can give you all the science to back this up. When you're anxious, I want you to follow these steps. Sit down and stop what you're doing. That's number one. Slow down. Okay. Because when you're anxious, if you're trying to get to Los Angeles and you're in Denver, if you're starting in Denver, you're trying to get Los Angeles, okay, you're going east, you're going the wrong way. So you have to sit down and realize that being anxious is probably causing you like a mess, a lot of things in front of you that you don't need to actually do. You're creating difficulties in relationships, you're slowing down your productivity, all kinds of things. So if you slow down, stop what you're doing, sit long enough to understand that things are usually okay and they're usually going to work out. So slow your thoughts down. That's the first step. Find that peace inside yourself. You can do it. I know it's in there. Okay. Find a peace inside yourself. It is in there. I want you to go there often. This will rewire your brain to know that you're in control of your mind, of yourself, and some of the things around you. It gives you a feeling of stability on an everyday basis. Finding that place of peace. Every day, wake up, sit for 5 minutes, find that place of peace. If it doesn't come right away, keep trying because it'll happen. Now, I need you to understand repeated actions or repeated thoughts create repeated neural activity. Makes sense. Repeated neural activity creates brain function and structure. So when you're anxious, another thing to do is get into the present moment. This is important because fear and anxiety arise when you want something to be different than it is or different in the future. Okay? Fear is wanting or not wanting something in the future. It's worry about that. So try this instead. Focus on a positive fact, like a vision, an intention, or an experience. This will increase your energy. It'll change your actions. It will improve your outcomes. This literally rewires the brain. Again, this is science. It's not woo-woo. Okay. What you think is what you create. It's your reality to be. So be careful where your thoughts go. Negative thoughts lead to literally a lower IQ and a lower EQ. You don't have the luxury of negative thoughts, not anymore. We've gone through this. This is actually mandatory that we keep focused on positive thoughts, visions, intentions, experiences. For example, maybe it's your birthday and you're happily focused on it's my birthday and you really have that. You're holding on to that. That's how I want you to feel. It's going to be a great day no matter what happens. Even if I get a speeding ticket, it's still going to be a good day because I'm going to power through that. This type of choice is what I'm talking about. It focuses and aligns your actions with your thoughts and it creates a different and positive outcome. Okay. Studies show that repeating a new thought or behavior over an extended time, like say 4 months, creates new neural structure. So again, think of it this way. I've already said this. Repeating actions or thoughts create repeated neural activity. Repeated neural activity creates brain function and structure. So get an intention, get clear on what your future is, your vision, your purpose, really get clear on what you want. Okay. So this is only the question. This is the question really. Find some clarity in what you want, visualize and imagine the outcome in high definition and do it often. Okay. Write down how your life will be different when this happens. Literally start visualizing it. And you need to harness the energy in order to make this happen. So take time when you do this. Do this day after day after day for 2 to 3 weeks. You really want to visualize it and you want to keep bringing it into your head. The more you actually think about it, the more you will embody it and the more the brain will put it in concretely into your head. And that is what's going to happen. Now, you have to stay in integrity with your new intention. Don't go back and forth. Don't have doubt. It takes time to create this new brain structure and it needs to be solid. Okay. Notice how this affects your day, your week, and your outcome. It really does make a big effect on you. When you do this, others around you are going to follow suit. Your family will feel a different energy around you. Everybody will. You don't even need to tell them what you're doing. Okay. It will just start to happen. When you start to do that, you're going to actually start to release more dopamine and you're going to get really amped up about, yes, I can do it. And you'll start to be grateful for this. So all in all, I want you to understand that fear is phantom. Anxiety comes from fear. And fear is phantom. It's not even really there. It's like a mirage. Okay. It's worry about the future and it isn't happening in the present. It will disappear like a fog in the sun when you return to that internal peace, that positive focus, and you take actions to make your vision, your purpose come into fruition.